Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Master, to Trailoki and other devotees, the joys and sorrows of the body are inevitable. Look at Narendra. His father is dead. His people have been put to extreme suffering. He cannot find any way out of it. God places one sometimes in happiness, sometimes in misery. Does God put someone in happiness, someone misery? Yes, according to their karmic load. When people come for a job in an industry or an organization, each one is selected for a particular job. One is manager, one is director, one is a peon, one is a servant. So many ways. Why this differentiation? Why somebody is put in manager's place, another is servant place? That is their qualification. One who has qualified to be a manager is put into manager. One who has qualified only to be a servant is, when the organization is considered as one whole, there is no difference between the workers. Because without a servant, the work will not go on, nor without a manager. Just like a body, an organization, a society, a nation, all is a body. It needs a feet, it needs a brain, it needs a heart, a kidney, a liver. All organs, all senses are necessary to be. Why one is placed, we do not know. They have been placed in such a way according to the need and the supply. Now, same cells, when the cells grow, how the cells grow in the body, how does the liver cells grow, how the heart cells grow. The whole thing is planned. It is an evolution and involution process. The whole liver is in its seed, whole bodily blueprint is there in its seed. Now, take a plant, the whole tree, the whole blueprint is there in the small seed. It is in micro level of existence. And again it develops, it grows to its fullness. Again it is brought to the micro, it goes to the fullness. From the seed again the tree, same type of tree, same type of leaves, bark, fruits, flowers, taste, number of flowers, number of fruits, what mother plant was giving, everything repeats. So this is process of involution and evolution. The liver in the earlier person who is responsible for this bodily emergence is already producing that bodily existence. Only Jiva possesses. Jiva, when it enters a body, the body is made and maintained by nature. The Jiva enters with karma, karmic load, and the tendencies, and identifies with this body, nature-made body, at three levels, gross, subtle and causal, dwells in it, expands to various levels of consciousness. When it pervades the whole body, after the body formation, it is in waking state. And when it shrinks back from the physical body, it is in dream state. Still shrinking, it goes to the deep sleep. So this consciousness, which is Jiva, possesses a particular body selected by nature to live there, dwell there, to work out the past karmas and the not only karmic load, but the tendencies also. With that, now, according to the past karmic load, the sukha dukkha comes. Somebody has sukha, somebody. The whole thing is pervaded and existence is given by consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Chaitanya makes it possible to walk, speak, move. All because consciousness is necessary to move and act. And reactions, sukha, dukkha will be coming constantly. It is inevitable because past is fixed. Future you can change. Through the present actions you can change. Or enter into sadhana. Sadhana is not an action, karma. Karma phala is not there. Sadhana and evolution. When you enter the field of sadhana, the same activities he is doing with a different attitude. Getting up in the same morning like all other people. Taking bath, going for earning, building up the staying place. All this just like other person. But attitude alone changes. All this I am doing for realizing God. This is the only sutra he has got. That I am doing all this for my enjoyment. I am keeping a family, I am keeping money, I am keeping house, I am keeping all this for myself. Is the householders, ordinary people's attitude. I want this, I want this, I want this. I want security, for that I am keeping money. And all arrangements are done. From birth to death he goes on solving the problems, and new problems will be arriving. And his whole attention is how to live in this world, how to enjoy. The sadhaka's attitude is not, I don't want to enjoy. I don't want anything in this world. Just to survive and keep the dependents in their position, giving them whatever they need. And to only thing I want is to transcend the nature and realize God. So same activities, he is also doing same activities. There it is process of involution, here it is a process of evolution. The activities have no alternative, it is inevitable. That is why Sri Ramakrishna says here, sukha dukkha are inevitable. God is giving that. Somebody is keeping in happiness, somebody in misery, according to their karmic load, so that they will work out and evolve. Trailokya, revered sir, God will be gracious to Narendra. Thakur Sri Ramakrishna is telling, joys and sorrows of the body are inevitable. Look at Narendra, his father is dead and his people are put in extreme suffering. He cannot find any way out of it. God places sometimes in happiness, sometimes in misery. Trailokya, revered sir, God will be gracious to Narendra. Master with a smile. But when it is true that No one starves at the temple of Annapurna in Banaras, but one must wait for food till the evening. Sri Ramakrishna also deeply feeling. He has been brought for a particular purpose. He is Leela Sahachara. He has part to play. And there we see, and he is passing through intense suffering. He is just emerging out of college, about to emerge. His father is dead. And next day they don't have any food to eat. Once Hriday asked Shambhu Malik for some money. Shambhu held the views of Englishmen on such matters. He said to Hriday, "Why should I give you money? You can earn your livelihood by working. Even now, you are earning something. The case of a very poor man is different. The purpose of charity is fulfilled if one gives money to the blind or lame." Thereupon Hriday said, "Sir, don't say that. I don't need your money. May God help me not to become blind or deaf or extremely poor. I don't want you to give. I don't want to receive." The master spoke as if piqued because God had not yet shown his kindness to Narendra. Now and then he cast a glance at his beloved disciple. The master. The purpose of God incarnating and taking human body and passing through all the odds and events of life like any other person, only thing is just to show how to live in this world, not being affected or stained by the world anymore, but to constantly evolve and transcend this nature and go beyond. Till that there is no end. You have to go on going in the merry-go-round of birth and death. Till the last tendency, vasana, remains. With destruction of the last vasana, for worldly living, worldly life, worldly enjoyments, when they end, the soul evolves to its own pure existence. Now that Sri Ramakrishna is feeling intensely, Naren was brought for this purpose, but he is undergoing so much of, as if he is picked, he is paining within. He is now and then he cast an affectionate glance at his beloved disciple, Narendra. I am now studying the views of the atheists, Master. There are two doctrines, the existence and the non-existence of God. Why don't you accept the first? Surendra, God is just. He must look after his devotees. Master, it is said in the scriptures that only those who have been charitable in their former births get money in this life. But to tell you the truth, this world is God's Maya. And there are many confusing things in the realm of Maya. One cannot comprehend them. Very difficult to take a decision and tell this is this way. We do not know. All this karmic theory and all these are all right, and to great extent we can trust and believe in it because there is no other alternative. Why there is differentiation in nature? The only thing we can give reason is his own action, because it has been seen. Touch the fire, it burns. Action and reaction. Throw a ball, it comes back. So whatever you do, you have to get back the. You cannot expect wheat from a paddy plant. You have put crop of paddy and you are expecting to wheat, you will not get it, because this world is bound by law of cause and effect. Behind every effect there is a definite cause, and every cause is going to give a definite result. So this law of cause and effect is very, we are in that realm of time, space and causation. So this law is going to apply. So as you do, so you reap. It is inevitable. We cannot comprehend. Sri Ramakrishna says, the ways of God are inscrutable indeed. Bhishma lay on his bed of arrows. The Pandava brothers visited him in Krishna's company. Presently, Bhishma burst into tears. The Pandavas said to Krishna, Krishna, how amazing is this? Our grandsire, Bhishma, is one of the 8 Vasus. Another man, but the yogi's path is different. 8 Vasus, another man as wise as he is not to be found. Yet even he is bewildered by Maya and weeps at death. But, said Krishna, Bhishma is not weeping on that account. You may ask him about it. When asked, Bhishma said, O Krishna, I am unable to understand anything, the ways of God. God himself is constant companion of the Pandavas, and still they have no end to trouble. This is why I weep. When I reflect on this, I realize that one cannot understand anything of God's ways. So many saints, so many people were tortured to death. Prophets were tortured to death. And so many people martyred for following a particular religion. And you can see their torture going on, and the question comes, they believe in God, they are pursuing God, but then why suffering? So much of suffering. Definitely it is not the cause of the past, but what? And something great to awaken. There are 2 kinds of actions we find. One is action prompted by the past tendencies. I see a sweet meat, I want to eat it. I remember some sweet meat, I want to bring articles, prepare it and eat. These are my past tendencies. I don't want somebody to insult me. This is, I go and fight. How did you do this? I go to the court for having insulted me. These are all actions from the past tendencies. Sometimes jnana, viveka, prompts actions. Sometimes compassion, a faculty or a thing when you are in tune with nature, compassion manifests in your heart because nature is full of compassion and love. When you are tuned with it, it manifests through you. When you touch an electricity, you don't have electricity in your body. But when you touch a live wire, you will see that you are grounded, or the one who touches you is also grounded. You are the media passing through which the electricity. Just like that, when you touch the divine, divine starts flowing and manifesting through you. When you touch nature, when you love nature, intimately you are one with nature. Nature is full of sacrifice and love, universal love. It doesn't differentiate good, bad, right, wrong, anything. It sees that everybody survives. A bad man also is given food. An evil person is also given food. A one who is antisocial is also given food by nature. Air is given to breathe. Water is given to drink. Food is given to survive. All these are provided equally. Sun shines over all equally. That sacrifice and love with which she is working, that manifests in the heart of the one who loves nature. There they sometimes create sacrifices people do for independence, for protecting their people. They sacrifice their life. They feel themselves blessed by it. So this sacrificing for the sake of a particular higher ideal in Hinduism is called dharma on one side, and is called sacrifice, yajna. Yajna is whatever you sacrifice for God and for others. What are you going to sacrifice is called yajna. The last, highest sacrifice he does is his own life. He is ready to sacrifice for protecting others. Buddha was ready to give his life for someone. So everybody, Shankaracharya was ready to give his life. All these are sacrifices. And the sacrifice should not bring suffering to mankind. It is not oppression. It is not hating. It is not dislike. It is not contempt. Nothing. It is a sacrifice for the sake of welfare of others, life of others, for elevation of others. Then it is called yajna. This yajna is an important part in human life, and there the Bhishma is feeling. Now you see, Pandavas are sacrificing their life. All the Pandavas and whole Pandava group in the war is fighting for dharma and adopting all the principles of dharma. So now you see the difference. The sacrifice of the Kauravas and sacrifice of the Pandavas. Kauravas are sacrificing their lives. Pandavas are also sacrificing to protect righteousness. Righteousness according to nature's law, not the law king has made or we have. It is not the question of nyaya, it's called question of dharma. Dharma is laws of nature. Nyaya is laws of the king, human-made laws. This is eternal, unchanging law. So the sacrifice is for that dharma. And Kauravas for the sake of their land, sake of kingship, emperor to become. So many are sacrificing their lives now. So where there is harm, now Pandavas, Kauravas side you see, the killing, this, that and all, only out of selfishness. And among Pandavas, the first thing is universal love. the jnana backed, that is the eternity of soul, eternity of God, the whole manifestation is the manifestation of God. Whole universe, all beings are manifestation of God, every being being divine. And this background, the righteousness and unrighteousness is decided not because somebody has come and told and gone, or it is not this one. It is eternal principles. Whether a prophet comes and tells or goes or not, it remains forever. So here we see that it becomes very intricate when it comes to know, analyze and find out an end point. No, you cannot. You cannot say this is this like only, because we don't know the whole of it. We know a small part of it. We cannot take a decision. Pandavas are suffering throughout. For this cause you cannot say. What are the causes? Why nature is doing? Why God is doing? The question always remains, but why should there be a suffering for a person who is doing good for others? We call it sacrifice, self-sacrifice. Somebody has to sacrifice to preserve. So, life to exist, another life has to be destroyed. Jivo jivasya jivanam. In Bhagavata, Sri Krishna says, Jiva, if a jiva has to survive, he has to kill another one, because it is his food. Now, I eat rice. How many paddies would have been beautifully living here as plants? These rice has sacrificed their life for my sake. A tiger eats a lamb. It is his food. Lamb has sacrificed his life for the sake of tiger. Somebody has to sacrifice for the other's welfare. That sacrifice is called yajna. If it is done with the nature as the background, divine as the background, and welfare of all beings, backed by universal love. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.